business. We don't really have the population to make a lot of money in that type of business here. By the way, I know the song you're talking about with, do you remember when we used to sing? But I can't remember the name. The name of the song. Brown Eyed Girl, actually, isn't it? I've got a picture of the guy's face of Neil Diamond. Yeah, sort of. It just depends. Well, I suppose, yeah, on that one. I mean, he did bring over big name bands, but he didn't put them under his name. He used the Australian promoter's name. Because if anything went wrong with bands like that, you know, your publicity's a much higher thing. But at the time, he was he was a big fan of folk country, so he brought, and blues artists actually. Well, he was always a fan of blues artists, so he'd bring over under his name. He would bring over like folk country singers from Nashville, and blues players like Albert King and B.B. Collins, or whatever. Albert Collins, not B.B. Albert Collins and people like that. I think he brought John Farnham over too. But he organised like bands like Guns N' Roses, AC/DC and stuff to come over here, and yeah, you do. The thing is you do get paid big from those, but it's not a constant thing because there's other people that bring bands over. So you could possibly bring 2 bands over in a year. You get a big payout, but that big payout, it's got to last you until you get the next concert, you know? So it could last you. You might not get a band for another year or 2. So that payout that you got, it's got to last you. You got to live off that for a year or 2. Where in America, it's more prudent because better economy, more population, so more of a reason to have bands constantly come over. And we're here, it's about the travel time and getting them over here and all sorts of stuff. There's a whole lot of other aspects to go, so it's not a huge profit type deal in this country to do something like that. Enough to make a comfortable living. Probably did better with the fish and chip shop that my parents owned at the time before the economy and all the supermarkets, which what killed the business is you could only really get fish from the fish and chip shops as fresh fish. So some places call them fishmongers. I think in America, in England, they're called fishmongers or something like that. But we come in and get your takeaways, your fish and chip takeaways. It was also the same place you could buy your fresh fish as well. And then supermarkets started selling fish as well, and they could buy it at bulk, so they could sell it cheaper, and it was more convenient. So, which didn't bode well for businesses like my father's or my parents in that state of things. Not only that, they also brought in, because there was apparently a huge dwindling fish supply, they brought in quotas, so you're only allowed to bring so much back all the trawlers, the fishing trawlers, are only allowed to bring so much fish back. So obviously supply and demand came in. The demand was great and the supply was a lot less, which also in any industry that causes an increase in prices, doesn't it? When it's vice versa, if you got more supply than demand, then the price becomes cheaper. It's basic economics. Well, slowly getting on. I don't know where we're going, where we're going, depending on the time, obviously. Whether or not we'll have time to do another delivery, or even one that's a special transport, a nice short one. Trying to find more songs for me. Just stick with the ones you know. Think of a lyric from a song that you like listening to. Now, okay, that one rings a bell, but I can't tell you. It rings a very faint bell. So I'm not sure if I do know it or not, or I'm thinking of something similar. But no, I don't. I'll have to pass on that one. For some reason I'm thinking of John Denver on that one. It's, I've just got Country Home in my head. Come Sail Away. Who's that by? Who sung that? Might as well set the cruise control because I'm in Germany now, so it's not going to get to 90, is it? Never heard of them. Come Sail Away sounds familiar to me, but maybe I'm thinking of Rod Stewart's We Are Sailing. Why did my steering wheel act like it was driving on gravel? Is that Fights Gaming?
Keep left.
Jeez, I am keeping left. Looks like it is, eh? I'm gonna make that bigger. I need a bigger screen, second screen. Or better eyes. Something good. Nice truck, if you say so. Not a fan of it. Welcome to the stream though. Hope your day's going well. Your name couldn't be in a worse colour either, hang on. Oh, if I... Flights Gaming, is it? Not fights, flights. Sure, whatever you say, Mike. I actually got a longer cord for that second screen because it was really tugging on the video card. So I was limited to being able to move it because I've got to keep it on the right hand side on my main screen. And my PC's way over on the left hand side of me. So when I took the PC down to be looked at, I got a longer cord for it. So I could probably bring it closer, but we'll just make the fonts bigger. That's the other thing I can do.
Keep left.
Well, how long we got? We got another 22 hours to finish this. It's definitely going to be one of those streams where I only get 2 deliveries in. But money's money. Like I said, all I hope is we get a... Well, we need 100... What do we need? 180 grand, right? Well, 179,000 to be precise, but we'll go with 180. So we're able to buy another truck. And if we can get another 14,000 at least by the end of the stream, that's what I would really like to see, because then when we start ATS tomorrow, ATS will only be one stream behind. Well, in front, not behind. It's leading in it in competition. ATS is leading. But that'll just be, that'll make my heart feel a little bit better, because it's just a huge improvement. A lot of ground gained by ATS. Which one? Microsoft or geez, I'm trying to think of that other one. The one that's actually a lot of people play on, but it's technically not a game. It's supposed to be training software. P3D? No. Why am I thinking it's P3D? Maybe it is P3D. Why does P3D sound so familiar if it's not that one?
Right, and then turn right. Turn right.
No, I haven't played a flight sim, and I used to really enjoy them. Really enjoy them. The X-Plane's not the one I'm thinking of, though. I knew there was another one, I couldn't remember what it is, but X-Plane's the other one. But there is one. The streamer, Twitch streamer Squirrel does, because he's a pilot in real life. He went and got his pilot's license and stuff, and he uses that one quite a lot. I can't remember.
Right,
maybe it is P3D.
exit right.
Keep right and exit right. But yeah, I used to love playing a lot of flight sims.
Right.
I used to go to my uncle's. Please tell me I'm on the right lane. He flew commercial airplanes, so he had Microsoft Flight Simulator on his PC. Because I was too poor. 13 grand, look at that. Go, you good thing. Hang on a second, why couldn't I just go straight ahead? I could have gone straight ahead without going through all this palaver. Surely. I haven't seen it do that in a long time. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Oh, they're both getting on the act now, both bots. I know the Streamlabs, ever since I've fixed the issue of it not working, is now working double. So maybe it's making up for the trying to say sorry I missed all those times by double posting stuff. But oh, let me in, please let me in. Don't. I could see that coming from a mile away. Thanks, buddy. You could have seen it. I'm a truck. Look ahead. You could have sped up, got back to speed a lot quicker than me. Thanks for the appreciation and understanding and the consideration. You're a champ. I'm writing a letter to the Queen, give you a knighthood. Mind you, we're in Germany. I'm writing a letter to the Chancellor to have you sent away for life. Hello, Eds. What was I saying before I was rudely almost ran off the road? No, you think I'm going to let you? No, I'm taking both lanes up, mate. No, I'm not forgiving you for that. Not for the next 2 kilometres at least. After that, I'll reconsider. Oh, best thing in the world is AI. You make me feel dumb. That's how good this AI is. Right, speaking of AI and feeling dumb, I need a coffee to make myself feel a lot smarter again. Yes, it's that time. Time for me to go off and make my coffee. And then I'll come back and we'll carry on. Getting frustrated by the AI. You know, back to normal. So, yeah. All right. I'm going to do that. I'm going to quickly run off, make myself a coffee, and I'll be right back. So, yeah, just talk amongst yourselves. And I'll see you in a bit. Right. Hope he brings a cup too. I'll put it in there. I'll put it in a cup. It was an afterthought, but yeah, turned out it worked out well putting it into a cup. Unless you mean I hopefully brought a cup back for you as well. In that case, you should have used the emote. And then when you use the emote, I magically instantly know your address. I'll send you some coffee, I'll send you a cup, I'll send you a bit of sugar and a bit of milk and a match to heat it all up with. Post it off to you. Disclaimer, that may or may most likely is definitely a lie. Right, shall we get on with it? We've got a long way to go and a short time to get there. Why does that sound familiar? Come on, Renault. Maybe I should have made you a cup of coffee too. Hey, Murphy, I forgot you were there. You alright, bud? No. You had a whole lane free. You could have moved over and let me in. No need to brake. Just think. Alright, hopefully we can... How many? We've got about 4 hours before we need to find a place to have a sleep at. And with any luck, it'll have a petrol station accompanying it. And we can put more fuel into the tank. I forget this thing has a small tank to go with its small engine. Mind you, it needs a big tank, doesn't it? Because it's constantly at high revs. It'll be going through the fuel. So, what, no more quizzes, Mike? Run out of ideas, have you?
Keep left.
Now, I believe, here's a good one. I can't remember which one it was actually, now I'll think about it, but I was having a look at my old wish list on Steam the other day, a couple of days ago or something, and I noticed that either the DLC Texas for ATS or the Russian one has changed its status from TBA to coming soon. Which means they've got a date. And it's looking like my theory is going to be somewhat correct about it being for Christmas presents. That's my theory, and I'm sticking to it at the moment, and like I said, it looks like that's possibly what's going to be happening. A couple of DLCs, which will be interesting, of course, with the Pro Mods deal. We'll have to turn that off and then, or not use the DLC, one or the other.
Keep right, and then exit right.
And of course I might have the issue if I do turn the Pro Mods off. The issue with the workers start registering negative amounts on the deliveries. And of course coast to coast would be a no-go because that's got Texas. But he's pretty good. The guy that does coast to coast is pretty good on getting an update out pretty quick. I've been fooled by a hill again. Good old Renault. Oh, look at that. Petrol, food, somewhere to sleep. What's the time? No, too early. It's 5:30. We've still got another 3 hours at least. Roughly. It is for the truck. Oh, it's not really. It's diesel. Actually, I don't know how diesel works. Hey, Causey! How are you, sir? Oh. How's your week been? Well, since I last spoke to you, anyway. Yeah, it's been interesting. There's been a few incidences that's happened. So we just say that. Most of them have been me, being the incident. Yeah, no, I'm hoping to make it to that garage station where I can sleep.
Keep left.
So I'm trying to draw it out for another couple of hours. We're doing a delivery that was 2,500 kilometers long. And funny enough, it's a world of trucks, and there's a bit of a ferry crossing, so we're going to see how that goes. We're going to somewhere from Spain. We're going to that word. Wherever that may be. Yeah, so we've got a ferry crossing we've got to do. Yeah, something like, I think it's the first one, Causey. But yeah, like I said, we've got a ferry crossing we've got to do, and we all know how the last ferry crossing went with World of Trucks and Pro Mod, so this will be interesting. But the good news is, I've got to remember to save before we just before we get to the ferry, just in case. But if we have the same thing where it says, "Oh, I can't figure out where you are," and then puts me on the ferry facing outward, we can actually drive around. Not a problem to our location. Yeah, I know that feeling. Every day feels the same for me, but it is Friday for me though. Yeah, I've crashed into a couple of cars, haven't checked lanes when I've moved into another lane, stuff like that. I'm a bit hazy today, and I think it's because of the humidity that's in the air. It feels very hot, but I think there's a lot of humidity. We got well, I did read something a couple of days ago about unusually hot weather and high humidity on the way for this time of year. In fact, this whole spring's been totally different than normal, so
Right. Never mind. I'll find a new route.
what do you mean? I thought I had to get off a little further up here. Oh, it was in the other lane. And I've done that a couple of times too. Not read the thing properly. How much of a detour is that made? What's the difference? I suppose it's... Okay, so I was supposed to get off there to go... Well, it's a bunch of a muchness, isn't it? It's not really the huge problem. We'll just carry on trucking this way. Yeah, so that's the second time I've done that today. I'm not quite with it. It's made it for an interesting drive. Oh, and now I've got a hill to contend with because of the good old thing. Oh, another $6,000. There we go. Saxony. Yes, another truck. Not far from it. This we're getting about $70,000 for this delivery too. Whether or not we get to do another delivery after this, we still got 17 hours to go. Could have been less. If I could read a map.
Keep left.
Keeping the stigma about men and reading maps alive. Asking for directions. You're welcome. A lot of almost crashing because I'm reading chat too. Actually, it's the reason why I missed the turn last time I was reading chat, but I can't remember why I missed that last turn, and it wasn't that long ago. Of real time though. Yeah, well, provided it accepts it, provided that where we go into with the ferry, that the destination isn't in a different, hasn't been altered by pro mods like the last one we did was. If it isn't, we'll be fine. That's why I'm going to try it just in case, because it's such a small area.
Keep left.
Yeah, as far as I know, I mean, I don't really know totally what parts of the vanilla map pro mods tinkered with and changed a little bit. I just know it definitely was England. I know it was London. Found out it was that place that we were going to with the ferry. So I think it's got a bit of London, but where we're going to, it's such a small country, I don't think it's something that they would have bothered dealing with, or maybe it is. Because if it is a country that pro mods had before it came out vanilla, which obviously it did, because otherwise I don't think we could deliver this here in World of Trucks. That's right, isn't it, Causey? You only get deliveries to or pick up from places that are part of vanilla map. Alright, I need somewhere to sleep desperately. Yeah, so I can't remember if Pro Mod's actually done that, or that used to be part of the Rush map deal. I can't remember. Or whether or not they did go there at all. Either of them. It was so long ago. It was more than like 3 hours ago, so there's no way I'm going to remember. You and me both, mate. But my medication just turned up today in the middle of my streams, so... Yeah, possibly. Well, they do have their own... I know they do have their own graphics. They have a lot better graphics. They do change the assets and stuff, but it's the actual locations as well. That's totally different. I mean, they can easily change the quality of the assets, the textures and all that.
Keep right, and then exit
Without
left.
moving anything. They just have to replace them. But
Exit right.
when they rework an actual area like London and different places like that, I just think they would probably do it in more well-known areas and less known areas. Yes, I'll try my medication, see if that makes any difference. If it doesn't, I'll have to wait and see. Yeah, I know I'm running out of fuel. Thanks for making the panic more real. Game, well done, thanks. Here we go. Eco driver, do you reckon, eh? I'll probably need it with this Renault, but like I said earlier on the stream, I can't wait, not because I want to get ETS ahead of ATS or anything. It's not the motivation for this comment. The motivation for this comment is what I'm driving. And I can't wait to hurry up and fill the garage and get a new garage and get out of this thing. Right, let's get some fuel. Let's get rid of some money, shall we? Well, anything apart from this. It can't be any worse, surely.